Let me just put it right out there. The craziest thing I've ever seen in my own life happened in a place I thought I controlled. Imagine this. You own a luxury car dealership. You walk in just wanting to buy a car for your kid, and you get treated like you're trespassing. Sounds like a bad sitcom, right? But let me walk you through how it actually felt, because honestly, I'm still shaking my head. It was supposed to be a simple day. I planned a surprise for my daughter. Jasmine, she just graduated Harvard Business, worked harder than anyone I know, and deserved the world. I pulled up to Premier Auto Gallery, not in some fancy ride, but my reliable old Honda, wearing jeans and a polo. I figured I'd blend in, get the real customer experience, maybe see what my staff's been up to when the boss isn't around. Right as I stepped inside, the first thing I noticed wasn't the shine on the cars or the smell of leather, it was the stares. Not openly hostile, just the kind of looks that last a half second too long, that low-level tension you pick up on if you've ever been the odd one out. I didn't think much of it at first. Maybe I was just imagining things. But as I moved toward the center, where that midnight blue BMW M8 was sitting, the atmosphere thickened. Now here's the thing, I've fought my way through boardrooms, raised money in rooms where nobody looked like me. But this was my place, my name on the paperwork, and yet somehow I was the one out of place. I leaned in, checked the BMW, thinking about Jasmine's smile, and that's when a voice cold, sharp cut through the air. "Sir, can I help you?" It was Derek, the floor manager. Guy walks like he owns the world, even though he's never put in half the hours I have. He gave me the once-over, and you could see the wheels turning who let this guy in. His tone was polite enough for someone listening from a distance, but the edge was clear. "This is a luxury dealership. We don't sell to everyone." I told him calm as I could, "I'd like to check out the BMW for my daughter." He actually laughed. "Maybe try the Honda lot down the street. These cars are for our regular clientele." The people in the showroom started watching, some with curiosity, others with smirks. One woman clutched her purse tighter, a couple of sales guys started snickering, and even a guy in a suit by the window didn't bother hiding his grin. You ever have that moment where humiliation burns hotter than anger? That was me, right there. I asked, "Is there someone else I can talk to?" Derek shrugged, spreading his hands. "I'm the floor manager. If you want to waste time, do it somewhere else." I could feel the laughter around me. And let me tell you, nothing stings like realizing the people you pay think you're beneath them. Off to the side, I saw Kesha, a new hire at reception. She's watched the whole mess, looking sick to her stomach. I could tell she wanted to step in, but fear had her nailed to the spot. Meanwhile, Brad, another salesman think Wall Street wannabe with a taste for overpriced cologne, joined in with, "Should we put a sign outside? No riffraff." The whole room thought they were hilarious. Derek leaned in, lowered his voice, but made sure everyone could hear. "Don't make me call security. Last warning." I looked him dead in the eye. "Go ahead." Next thing I know, security's coming my way. Tony, big guy, professional but respectful, tells me, "I've been asked to escort you out, sir." What else could I do? I nodded, kept my head up, and walked out. As I left, I caught Kesha's eye. She was pale, fighting back words, but didn't dare say them. But this is where things got interesting. As soon as I was outside, I sent a single text to my executive assistant. "Board meeting. 1 hour. Urgent." I didn't care if it was their day off, everyone was coming in. If you've ever run a business, you know when the CEO calls an emergency meeting, it's not for lunch plans. 1 hour later, I was back, not in jeans, but a charcoal suit, polished shoes, and flanked by the company's board, lawyers, and senior management. Derek saw us walk in, and his face went ghost white. The same customers who'd been entertained earlier froze, realizing something big was about to go down. I didn't waste a second. "You told me this morning I didn't belong," I said, voice carrying across the floor. "You were wrong. My name is Marcus Washington, CEO, majority owner of Washington Automotive Group. I own this dealership. And today I was thrown out of my own business because of how I look." Silence, total silence. You could feel the shame ripple across the showroom. Margaret, my chief legal officer, announced that both Derek and Brad were terminated effective immediately. They tried to backpedal. It was just a misunderstanding, but it was too late. I locked eyes with Kesha and told her, "You did nothing wrong. I saw your character. Let's talk about your future here." Right then, a twist nobody expected. One of the customers, the guy in the expensive suit, stepped forward, looking genuinely embarrassed. "Mr. Washington, I'm sorry for how I acted earlier. I should have said something." That honestly hit me. Sometimes people just need a push to see the problem. So I gathered the staff, laid it all out. From now on, every customer is treated with dignity, no exceptions. We're starting diversity and inclusion training, and we're not tolerating bias here. Anyone who can't handle that, there's the door. Margaret started taking names, and you could see who was relieved and who was terrified. A few weeks passed. The place felt different. Kesha, now promoted, ran a tight ship. My daughter Jasmine came in, proud, confident, ready to take the wheel of that BMW, and Kesha handed her the keys herself. Jasmine hugged me and whispered, "Thanks for showing me how to fight for what's right, Dad." I watched as customers of all backgrounds came and went, every one of them getting treated with real respect. The toxic air was gone, replaced by something that felt honest, like maybe we'd finally gotten it right. Word spread, business boomed, and Premier Auto Gallery became the example for every store in our group. No more secrets, no more silent nods, just fairness and accountability. Looking back, that humiliating day turned out to be the best thing for all of us. Sometimes it takes getting knocked down in front of everybody to force real change. So if you're listening, ask yourself, what would you do if you saw something wrong and nobody else was willing to say it out loud? Would you risk your comfort, your job, your reputation to do the right thing? Drop your thoughts below, because the truth is, we all have a part to play. Justice and dignity aren't just slogans. They're choices we make every single day, sometimes when nobody's watching. And if you want to see more stories where people fight for what's right, don't just scroll on Join the Conversation. This isn't just my story. It's all of ours.